So this is under the belly of the F4U Corsair. Actually, I don't know what that is. That's interesting. I have no idea what that is. It's like a piece of steel coming out of there. Something else, I don't know what that is. And this flap that opens up down here. Okay, these are the flaps, and it looks like basically this one is straight, and those are straight. Actually, no, there's a little bit of curve on the middle one here, and a little bit of curve on this one. Actually, they're both curved. And then this thing is attached to this flap, and there's a set of piano hinges here and up here too, and it just slides inside this flap here. And big old rods here that extend or retract these that go up into the wing. Alright, so on the outer and middle flap we got these push rods, but I don't see a push rod hooked to the inside flap, so that's interesting. Yeah. And this is interesting too. We got a little tie rod hooked on here at the outer edge of the outside flap. I have no idea what that's for. This tie rod obviously is for the trim. Well, that's interesting. There's another one over there. Why are there two trim tabs out here?
Probably because it's got an autopilot.
Okay, so one of them is the pilot adjustable trim, the other one would be the autopilot trim?
Probably.
All right.
Yeah, I'm still learning it.
It's fun, isn't it?
I had it 6 weeks.
No, it's fun to learn though, right? It's a great plane. So this, I think, would be the main, control rod for the aileron. And there's a hinge, another hinge. And I don't know what this big pocket is for. There's only a tiny little thing there. You wouldn't need all this space. There's a spring in there. I don't know what that would be for. Not focusing. Okay, here's the tail wheel. Tail hook comes up this way, and that load is going to be carried straight through this huge piece here. And the landing load, which is going to go in this direction, would transfer to this big pneumatic strut. So it pivots here and moves in this direction on landing. and that takes the tension load on landing. And that's the basics right there. It's actually pretty simple. I mean, I think those are the main details.
How's it going?
Except for retracting.
Very important guy. There you go.
So
I'm trying to figure out how stuff works. That's what we do.
So for retracting,
Really?
there's
Where'd you pick it up from?
okay. So this thing and that going way up there
We did, who was working on
is just for retracting the tail hook. I don't know how the tail wheel retracts. Oh, okay, this humongous tube, it's like 2 inches in diameter. That's the elevator push rod. It's a monster, and there's a, I don't remember what that's called. That's the end of the rod right there, though. That lets you shorten your rods to transfer the loads. Oh, there's a giant spring right there. Well, that's interesting. So I thought that this pneumatic cylinder was for the shock absorber for landing, but now I don't know, because if I go up in here, there's this huge spring. So I don't know. Huh. Interesting. All right, I think maybe I figured it out. So when it lands, you've got force this direction. I'm thinking that this is kept full of fluid initially, so that's solid essentially. When you land,
What the hell, man? Everybody in Anthony's a billionaire. So who do you think you are anyway?
when you land, this spring collapses or absorbs the shock of the landing. When you take off, that spring is going to stretch a little bit, extend all the way.
Oh, of course.
And then I think this pneumatic cylinder then would retract and retract the landing gear some. I think that's it.